I think as we walk away from Gwen, you see Morgan and Constantine like high five,
Yeah.
but
Just annoy
Morgan's too
Gwen
strong,
enough
so I
and
kind
she'll
of
do what
fall
you want.
over.
All right.
Basically, just annoy Gwen enough and she'll do what you want.
Yep.
It's like the Hulk and Thor, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Through the wall.
Is her sister. So she says, Rika, this is Morgan. He helped me out of a bind a while ago.
Well, can hardly call your ship exploding a bind, but
Like, you see, Rika's, like, eyebrows raise, and she looks towards Arlene. Ship exploding? You left that one out of your message? And, Arlene, like, kind of smiles and looks down and says, yeah, we ran into some trouble. Like I said, Morgan's the reason I'm here now.
yeah, we thought it would be nice to see you.
Rika smiles and says, of course. Any friend of my sister is a friend of mine. And she opens the door and like gestures for you to come inside.
Sweet. So, I mean, Arlene steps in first, and I follow.
Yeah. Yeah, so you see like a very neat, tidy apartment. You see like probably like the middle the kind of living room area of like a TV, like a dining room, kind of past it, and a kitchen there. And off to the right, there's a small hallway with more kind of doors that lead off it. And you can hear, I think you can hear the sound of like at least two children like playing off in that direction.
Oh,
And Rika like she smiles and she says, "Can I get you anything, Arlene, Morgan?" And Arlene like shakes her head and politely declines. And says, "No, I'm fine, thank you." She looks at you, Morgan.
oh man, some water would be fine.
Of course. And she walks off into the kitchen and like gets a glass of water and brings it back. And she kind of like sits down across from you. And Arlene and Rika have a short conversation, like a catch up, about how the family's going and how the kids are getting along and what Arlene's job actually is now and how things actually went down.
Oh man.
And after a short while, the conversation turns to Morgan. And Rika says, "So, Morgan, what do you do?"
Why, I do security.
She smiles and then kind of looks you up and down and says, "Well, you have the build for it."
Indeed.
She says, "So
That's how we met. I was working on the same ship she did.
the one that exploded."
Yes, the one that exploded.
She
He
laughs and
secretly
says,
did.
"It clearly wasn't a security problem that exploded the ship. Technical,
No,
pilot error."
technical. You see, that piece of ship was bound to fail eventually. Those engineers, they couldn't keep her up all day long. I'm surprised that it didn't explode sooner, to be honest.
I
And I'm
tried my
just-
best.
I'm just laying the blame on the engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was one of those engineers.
And I'm
Fuck
like,
you.
and I just like segue into like and words and action, their what their standard procedure.
Okay. Cool.
And,
Yeah, I think like at this point, the door like opens, and kind of like looking down the hallway, you see a well dressed Martian man in an EDF, like officer's uniform,
that's perfect.
a step through the doorway, And he walks in and smiles towards the group, and he says, "Arlene, lovely to see you again." And they embrace. And he turns to you. He says, "I don't believe we've ever met. I'm fuck. I didn't get a name for this dick."
And
They
so
just
there's
call him the
the
captain.
there's the handshake and the exchange of names.
Yeah,
Fuck it, name him Guy.
And,
Guy.
I think
It's a name.
No, I think he's Mari.
yeah, I think
He says,
it's at,
"Maka," and he puts out his hand to shake.
Is his
Maka.
last name Faka?
No,
No,
it's
Maka
Santos.
Is it Marka or Maka?
Maka, Maka.
All right.
Wait. Did she marry someone with the same last name as her?
No, that. Oh.
He had a choice
took
between
her
keeping
name.
his name or getting the
Yeah.
name of a very prestigious EDF.
All right, I apologize. I'm still in the 21st century. That didn't occur to me.
That happens in the 21st century. What are you on about?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm in the future. Okay.
I mean, we're all in the future.
Lane doesn't know what century he's in.
Fair.
Dude, I couldn't figure out how old I was for an hour the other week. So so
Good
be.
work.
Yeah. So we shake hands. Morgan. Morgan.
He says, "You're a friend of Arlene's?"
Indeed.
You know,
We
he says,
were guided here by one David Carell. I'm sure you heard of him. He's quite the character.
kind of you see his brows knit and he's thinking about it. He says, no, unfortunately the name doesn't ring a bell."
Oh well, it's a shame, but we really must be going. Time is getting late.
He smiles and says, nonsense. I was just about to order us some food if you'd like to stay."
How do I politely turn this around?
Turn it around? Do you mean decline?
He means orgy.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting too.
Oh
Have
man.
you seen a shark dick? Imagine
I
if
don't
you
think
saw
I
a
want
shark
to.
dick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Um,
I've had to do the research, man. I'm playing a character fascinated with them.
yeah, I think it's like food would be fine, but I think we'd take that up on you tomorrow. We've got things to be. We got places to be and things to do.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Arlene looks at you, and
I
then
give her like
Does
the,
she give him? Does
We
she
should
give him the
probably go.
puppy dog eyes?
yeah, and then looks at the looks back at them, and she says, "I'm really sorry. Like you said, maybe tomorrow. We do have other engagements tonight, unfortunately. I was just stopping by to say hello, let you know I was back in town for a few days." And they exchange pleasantries and walk you to the door, and you guys are outside, and they're standing in the doorway, and they say, I think he says, "Well, make sure you come back before you leave. I'll treat you to our dinner. I'm sure it's better than whatever food you've been eating on ship."
That is for sure.
He smiles and bids you farewell. And yeah, they go back inside the house, and Arlene
And it's like, yeah. What's Arlene's expression?
yeah, she looks almost relieved. She looks less tense now. Before she was very tense, and now she looks less so. And she looks at you and says, "Do you notice how my sister assumed pilot error for the ship?"
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's my family.
I noticed she married a handsome man.
EDF, young
Yeah.
officer at the time. I'm half convinced he married for the name and not for her, but shrugs. She's happy.
Well, they suit each other's.
She laughs. They do. And she
Well.
kind of like gestures back down the corridor and says, shall we?
Oh, yes. You know, Kirill almost... Well, he dropped it, but I know what he's doing here. We are going to an underground pit fight. By the
She
end.
laughs and says, well, you'll be the one fighting, I hope?
Of course. I wouldn't bring you along just to see your sister. I was hoping we would get a engagement this night, and he knows my style. I know his style. I think this would be a fortuitous evening and a fortuitous night.
You roll me talk.
Crack knuckles.
Roll me a talk with charisma,
Yep.
my boy.
That's a bad idea.
Okay. She smiles and laughs and says, fine. I'm sure I can make some money on bets. You won't
Yes.
lose, will you? She smiles.
That would be an incredible show of humility on my part. I would have to surrender.
She raises an eyebrow. I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
No, me neither.
Cool. Alright. And on that, the scene kind of like fades to black.
Just to put an air quotation, I want you to know in the back of your mind, you hear Constantine saying, "I can probably take you in hand to hand."
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that would be an incredible fight.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like David Kirill is like my underground contact.
Cool.
I'm sidling on his underground pit fighting to get some money.
Sweet, that's fine, yeah. And we see another like excerpt from Matua. Another small vignette of what is currently happening in her life.
Is it
Or
her-
sorry, Osiris.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I wasn't gonna do it otherwise. I think we've moved on
Your
from
name's
Mosh
not
Pit to, like,
Osiris.
Sorry?
some.
As I said, your name's not
Oh,
Osiris.
okay.
It
It
is.
is now.
It is. We moved on from the mosh pit and bar to like someone's maybe the back room of that area. It's
Sure.
like pretty dark and like there's some loud.
We-
some
we
loud
can
punk
yeah
music
we can
playing.
absolutely we can still hear like the like
Oh, yeah.
music, like the bass line of the music kind of like reverberating.
Yeah. And they're smoking from this like something. They're smoking from something that's just like
Like
this
a
red
hookah?
vapor coming out of it.
Sure.
Someone's somehow blowing skulls.
Hell yeah.
It's
I think
something
the
That-
guy who was like buying you drinks before is like he's like blowing like he blows out some smoke and it forms into like a skull that like laughs or something, like yeah, like it like moves and he like laughs along with it. Cool, awesome.
Worse.
I'm thinking too much in the modern day. I was like, so like he has a skull cut out of his cheek and he's blowing it through the skull piece that's gone.
Sweet. All
Someone
right.
else has the skull cut out of their cheek.
Yeah.
Someone else just has their skull clearly visible.
So, Constantine.
Ghost
How do we see Constantine? in-
Probably the most made up we've seen Constantine in a while.
yeah,
Like
so we. I was gonna mention as well. Like we see Leone. Is that Leone? Is that her name? Fuck. What can I remember?
Leona.
Leona. We see Leona like very differently to how she's normally dressed. Like she's just wearing like kind of like nice clothes, not her normal like what she'd wear on stage get up, which is considerably more revealing than what she's wearing now. She's kind of wearing like more normal clothes. Her hair is just kind of like down, not like weirdly braided or anything like that like she has when she goes on stage. Her makeup is a lot more conservative.
She looks like a normal
Yeah.
person for a change.
She looks like a normal person, which is
With blue hair.
with blue hair. Yeah, a normal person with blue hair.
She's wearing a wig.
And
Yeah,
It's
how do we
natural blue hair.
see Constantine?
Yeah, like I would have swapped out like the long trench coat for like just a regular jacket. I'm wearing a shirt because I only just realized I probably have a gaping hole scar on my chest from where I was fucking shot.
Yeah,
So
I had nothing to do with that.
a new scar to add to Constantine's
Constantine
collection.
for yeah, exactly. And he's wearing a shirt. He's wearing like nice pants. He's not wearing his shit kicking boots, and his hair is slicked back out of his face. Like
Nice.
it's just
You said you're wearing makeup, so are your scars still visible?
yeah, my scars are still visible. There's no point to hide them.
They're actually more visible now.
They
The
look
makeup,
fresh.
the makeup accentuates it.
Probably Constantine seems like somebody who would like know how to do his makeup, so it like that's where your eye would draw the focus.
Yeah, right, 100%.
And I say
Okay.
that as a man who knows how to do makeup to bring out my eyes. So
Cool.
you
All
pick
right.
up stuff when you're a goth kid in high school. What can I say?
Like I can imagine. Cool. All right. Yeah. And so who are we meeting here?
Leona's parents, I would assume. Yeah,
Okay.
and maybe like a sibling. I
Liam
was gonna
surprises
fuck
you and
with
says
you.
your parents are dead.
Yeah, that's actually what I was expecting, but I was gonna fuck with Liam and say she has 18 brothers and sisters, so he had to name them all, but I'm not gonna do that. So
Liam would kill you if you said that.
Naming 3 NPCs is hard enough for Liam.
Like, he would literally say they all died in a bus crash.
Yeah.
oh, dude, he could just do what I did in the start at Song of Ice and Fire game and fucking just name every single person in the family the same letter and get
Yep.
ultra confused really
Yep.
quickly.
Just hate yourself forever. Yep. That's the one.
No, the thing is,
Faster
the thing
dance,
about that is
certainly.
there's only one NPC you made with no two NPCs. The rest were me and Nod.
Who, me?
Like, you only made two NPCs with the S in the family. The other two are me and Nod.
Yeah, plus the 100 fucking other NPCs I had running around, you quit.
I don't remember. That was ages ago.
Yeah, so what exactly does Leona's parents do? How is this shit?
See, I am coming from the classical punk stereotype where if the kid's a punk rocker, usually the family's either well-to-do or at least middle class at the lowest.
He's an investment banker.
Yeah, sure.
The mum's an
Investment in-
accountant.
In Martian heroin, it's a very lucrative business.
Okay, so her parents are the mafia, literally.
I hope not. Stop giving Liam ideas, you quips.
Come
Okay,
on, they
cool.
have to be important for him to name them.
So yeah, so she walks up to you're in a relatively nice area. It's not once again it's not Olympus
Yeah.
Mons, but it's
I'm
probably
sweating
a
bullets.
couple of levels down. And Leona. That's right?
Leona.
Cool, Leo.
Yeah.
Leona like turns to face you as they kind of like she stops outside the door and says, "It'll be fine. Don't worry. They've already met you before. It can't go that bad."
Yeah. Yeah, and you just literally see Constantine reach into get a handkerchief or something and dab his forehead. He's like, oh Jesus. Yeah, do you remember? Oh, that's what I say to her. And do you remember the last time I met your parents? What I said if I ever had to meet them again?
He nods. He nods. She nods and says, "Yeah, like I said, it can't be worse."
True. Oh Lord.
Knocks
Okay.
on the door. Name's door.
Faints.
She steps up to the door and presses the doorbell. Still sounds weird. And a short while later, goes slightly. How old is Leona?
I
70.
think she's my age. So we're both. I think I put us in our early 20s.
Okay, So a girl probably like 18 years old like opens the door, and you know that like Leona definitely carries more of like her mother's looks, whereas Paige has had more of her father's. She has more of kind of a rounded face instead of like narrower, and Paige opens the door and says, "Leona, Constantine, hello.
Hi.
She says, I see you. Your hair is still blue. I'm sure our parents will love that." And Leona shrugs and says, "I'm not about to change it for them. Come on, let's get this over with." She steps through the door, past Paige, and Paige smiles at you as you pass. Constantine?
Paige. And to be fair, she dressed up for this. Blue hair, dye costs money, you know.
She smiles and kind of looks you up and down as well and says, "I see you made an effort. Already better than last time."
Listen, I didn't know you guys came from this part of town. That's all I'm gonna say about the previous encounter.
She smiles.
I just
and
like
says,
them.
yeah, she smiles and says, "Leona doesn't exactly give the best example for our family, but come on in." She gestures for you to walk through. And
You should have went down to the boombox.
Yes,
They
this
love her
time
down there.
we see a much more spacious apartment than the one we saw before. Similar layout and design, it's just everything's bigger. There's a few extra rooms off to the side and things like that. And you see Anne and Dustin. I don't know what Leona's last name is, so last name. Who are standing in the middle of one of the rooms, and as you walk in, Leona is hugging her mother, and then moves on to her father. And then all three of them turn to Constantine, and her father says, Constantine, a pleasure. And he reaches out his hand.
I reach out my hand to shake it. It's been a while, sir.
He
Ooh,
smiles
that feels
and
weird coming out
says,
of Constantine's mouth.
He smiles and says, "It certainly has been staying out of trouble." And he looks like between the two of you.
Always. We're here, aren't we?
He smiles. "You are. If you'd like to sit, we've just finished preparing a meal."
That would be lovely.
Yeah, and I think
Is Constantine
Anne
speaking or robotic?
and Dustin head off into the kitchen area, and Leona and Paige and yourself take seats around a table that's been like styled to be wood, but is definitely fake. They're well to do, but they're not that well to do.
Like, you see Constantine instinctively like reach into a pocket to go light a cigarette, and then he's like, no, not now.
Okay. I think Paige and Leona start talking, just back and forth about things that have changed and what's going on and all sorts. Leona very specifically leaves out anything to do with the Kendall, like your original ship, and anything to do with the Freedom Front.
Smart.
Just kind of like saying, "Oh, we've been touring, we've been making promotional videos, we've been meeting all new and interesting fans and that sort of thing." Like,
yeah,
flashback to trips. Like, yeah,
the truth in lies, pretty much.
yeah.
So she's
Awesome
just
fireworks.
lived out the last 9 months of their life.
Matt, you're quiet again.
confused look on Matt's face.
It makes it worth it.
Always has a confused. What are you talking about?
Sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, and after a short while, her parents walk back into the room and place food on the table. It's a variety of different things. And they sit down and gesture and say, "Oh, don't wait for us. Dig in." And everyone starts grabbing food, and general table chit chat happens. And yeah, eventually, I think the conversation. I think Anne turns to you, Constantine, and says, "So, how have things been going? It's been a while since we heard from you both."
Well, you know, it's going. We got I would say, a new business venture.
Leona, like, cuts in and says, "It's fine, Mother. We've been touring and meeting new fans." And she basically uses, like, the same spiel.
Speech.
Yeah. Do you want to roll me, like, a talk to see how the rest of the night goes, Constantine?
Watch this be the fucking time I bomb. Watch.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, how the fuck do I roll on this new character sheet?
What are you rolling?
If you go down below your resources, you should see all your skills laid out. Otherwise, you can click the quick menu all the way at top right, and you just click skills, and all of your skills will show up.
The easiest way to do it is on the skills like little drop down section. In there, you press you see where it says talk. You should go to the right side. There's a little arrow. Press that.
Oh, thank Christ.
Hell yeah, okay.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, so it goes well. Considerably better than last time. You make small talk about various different things. Yeah, it goes well, I think.
Well, I think the only big part of information I'd ask her father if he's still in the family business, whatever that may be.
He's clearly the leader of the mafia.
Yeah, so he nods and smiles and says, "Of course, the ships still need building, and those ships still need finances. Business is booming."
That's good. That's good. Did you, is there any word on the, Mars getting its own fleet anytime soon, or has the EDF still kind of sanctioned that?
Raises an eyebrow and says, "Why would Mars ever need a fleet of its own? We have a naval force, obviously, stationed here, the Mars garrison, but..." Shrugs. Who would we fight? The EDF controls the Freedom Front and other terrorist and pirate organizations.
True, but... And then you see Constantine just, try and word this really precisely.
How sweaty is Constantine right now?
Oh, dude, that's not going to be a giveaway. He's been sweating bullets since he walked in the door. He says, well, you know, there are Martians who feel that Mars should be protected by Martians, not Earth.
He says, there have been movements to the governor of such effect. I believe his response was something on the lines of a large portion of the Martian garrison is made up of Martian citizens and people born here on Mars. We are as protected by Martians as we is going to come.
I suppose so. But, I don't know. The EDF, after being out in space, they treat people bad sometimes.
He shrugs. People who deserve it.
True. But then you meet people who are persecuted just for being different. Like, me and Leona's enforcer, our bodyguard, he gets accused of everything just because of how he looks. It's yeah, and he does that dance too. Yeah.
I assume that's how Morgan would dance if he was at the club.
Oh, hell yeah.
All arms.
All arms.
Doing the Macarena.
That's the monkey.
Completely stationary except his arms.
Okay.
So he dances like I do.
Says, the EDF sometimes has to make difficult decisions to keep us safe. They do their jobs.
True. This is where you see Constantine like break off from this conversation, and
Sure.
I guess it would be right before dinner's over, like in
Yeah,
small talk's
yeah.
coming to it.
Yeah, I think like the conversation goes in the direction of like Paige, who's been seeing like a young like EDF like officer cadet, and she tries to like divert the conversation away from that, and the general impression is like that particular relationship isn't going well. And I think that
Are
like
these two siblings literally yin and yang?
close to, yeah. I mean, like they're similar in a lot of ways, but
She doesn't have good taste in men.
apparently, well, I said it wasn't going well, you know. And yeah, I think that like pretty swiftly brings about like the end of the small talk after dinner, and Paige like excuses herself from the table to like clean up, right? Like she gets all the plates and takes all the plates away and stuff like that.
Well, when she's walking away, I tell her, now, little Anastasia, you do not have to worry about EDF boyfriend. If he caused you trouble, you know me. I can get people to sort him out for you if you like.
Said that like at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parents like raise an eyebrow like at that.
You'll get your punk kids to come beat him up.
Yeah. Or I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they answer. That would be.
Yeah, I don't think there's any further on that, but they've made note of it. It's like at the top of the screen, it'd be like,
They will remember
fucking
this.
they will like Leona's parents will remember this.
The last
And-
names will remember this.
The last name.
Yeah, at least.
And then right before everybody bounces, Constantine looks to Leona and says, well, I guess since I said I would do this if I ever came here again. No offense, folks. The first time didn't go well, but that's fine. You see, like, Constantine reach into his pocket, and he slides this little black box over to Leona. And he says, open, closed. Engagement. Feelings.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. So she grabs it, and it like slides across the table, and she like looks down at it, and then looks up at you, and everyone else at the table is looking at you, and then at her, and then at you, and she like opens it up, and like what's inside? What do we see?
It's a Constantine is the sentimental sort, so it's a little ring from like you guys know like machines like the it's one of those with the fake rock cut out, and in its place it's a like a red tiny rupee.
Okay, so it's like this
Aw.
this like fake ring with like It's a real
A
stone
real
in it.
stone.
Okay, cool.
Because in my headcanon, she won that for me because I'm bad at games.
Yeah, 100%. Like we get, I think we get like a flashback of like, you know, we see Constantine like getting annoyed at this fucking machine. The little claw that
He's going
goes
to
down,
punch through it.
goes to picks it up, and like Leona like laughs and like has one go and like a first shot gets this thing, and then like drops it down and she does the whole like fake proposal thing, right? Like, yeah, okay, cool. And she like she looks down at the open box of the ring, and then looks up at you and says, Are you serious?
Constantine nods. We're moving into a new chapter, yeah? And I would like to start that chapter a family man.
Yes, of course, Constantine. And she like gets up from the table and moves around to Constantine and hugs him.
Squee!
Aww, Constantine.
I hear about. I can imagine Paige being like happy. I have no fucking idea, and what her
Yeah.
parents are thinking.
The parents are kind of like they were almost like shocked. But yeah, Paige is happy. Like Paige is as excited, and she runs over and hugs you both, and like Leona like shows off the ring, and you know you both joke together about like how like what it is, and the you know I think the parents like get up and hug Constantine, like you know
Son of-
it's a cold. It's like I feel like the mother is like, well, welcome to the family, Constantine. So she hugs you, and the father like you know he holds out his hand to shake and says, you know he says, well, congratulations, and holds out his hand.
Thank you. Your daughter is the greatest prize in the world.
He
And
nods. I know.
of course you know. And then you see Constantine like twitching slightly, and then he says, well, I guess since family and all, you should just call me by my real name. And now I have to remember what the fuck that is, 'cause it's been so long since I looked at the sheet.
It's Cedric.
What? It's not Cedric.
It's not the one with Cedric though.
Some posh ass name.
Liam, send me the fucking thing on the Google Docs so I can read my name.
Oh no.
I can do.
It's Albert.
This is why I wrote it in the bio and info parts, what his name is.
I thought I did that. Nope.
How do you forget your own name?
Because no one's. I've never used it in this game.
I like Charles.
Because we all think your real name is Constantine.
That's
No.
because I told you it was. No, actually, Morgan knows my real name's not Constantine.
That's because Morgan's a shark man. He knows everything.
I didn't.
Come on, no one names their child Constantine. That's a name you take, not a name you're given.
I would name my.
There's
no.
your character sheet, Lane.
I already sent it to Lane in Skype.
Yeah.
Oh. Fuck. Skype doesn't ding or anything anymore. Fucking bastard. All right.
Duro Vladimir.
I think it is Vlad, actually.
Oh, Ali's been posting it in the chat.
Yeah, apparently Abby knew it before any of us did.
Wow.
Well, yeah,
God
she had
bless
access.
you, Abby.
She had access to the Google Docs to do the art.
Yes, God bless Abby. # blame Sophie. That's all you need to. This is way. This dramatic pause is way more.
I think Constantine's brain just shut off.
Yeah,
Needless.
he says my name, and he kind of like it feels weird for him to say. He says my name is Duo Vladimir Constantine.
And yeah, they say, oh well.
My name's Duo.
Smiles. Welcome to the family, Joe.
Squee!
And
And I
then
think, yeah,
Constantine's brain blows up and we never see him again.
That's like that scene like fades out, and we get another like vignette
Matua.
of Osiris. Where do we see Osiris now?
Dead in a
Cyrus
gutter.
with like a little posse of people. I think is it Econ? Econ?
Huh?
Econ?
Oh, you
Okay.
mean the number one fan? Elke.
Elke.
What's the number one fan's name?
Elke.
Elke?
Elke
When
Lawrence.
she was dancing and smoking with whatever that
Yeah.
illegal substance was, is there a couple other people in Alki? They're in this like dodgy tattoo parlor.
Oh god.
Is the
Cyrus is. Yeah.
is the guy like you've been or was buying you drinks and probably bought you the illicit substances as well? Is he still there?
Oh yeah, he's the one giving me a tattoo.
It's fucking
Oh
cool.
god.
He's actually a tattoo shop owner.
Yep,
I
100%.
fucking hope
I am
tattoos his
100%
name on
keen
you.
on this. I will track him down and beat him up and kill him.
Wait,
That's a later
that's
problem.
like the opposite
William.
of keen.
Yeah, with the connection, would I know how drunk Matua is?
Does it say you know?
What does it say?
I actually need to find the thing.
Do you even like? You got what you wanted. Do you even like care to ask Matua anything?
Well, the big shark man and Constantine did ask her to watch Matua.
I don't know.
Cyrus is getting.
It doesn't
the
say that I
logo-
can, but I can drill down into their consciousness.
Cyrus
Nah.
is getting the logo of Neon Warhead tattooed on her back, like in the middle of her back,
Sick.
which is a neon-based punk band.
Hell yeah. It's not small either. Like
No,
this is like a sizable tattoo.
Oh yeah,
I
he
can
just wanted.
observe
He
full
just
state-
wanted. He just wanted to get out the jacket off and the spikes.
yeah,
Come on.
it's
Liam?
like it's got neon elements in it, so like
Hell yeah,
I
like it
don't know,
actually
somehow
glows.
neon's incorporated.
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, it glows. Yeah.
Liam, I
Love
can
it.
observe target's emotional states and intense emotional feelings.
The emotional state and emotional feelings like is flipping about everywhere.
Then I think if that's what Gwen's detecting, she'd probably go and try and find her.
Cool, sure. Best of luck.
A little late.
It
Alright,
does not
cool.
say that you know where within those 100 kilometers.
I mean, technically, I'm fairly sure I can actually track them with telekinesis as well. Let me check. Psychic awareness, drill.
That would be amazing.
I'm so happy Matua embraced, as she calls it, punk life.
Punk life, man.
Osiris. It's Matua's
Osiris.
secret identity.
Matua's dead.
She just forgets all about the research and the
Osiris
science,
lives
and she's
now.
Like Osiris.
She's gonna change her research from animal people to just everyone being punk people. There's
It's all
like a
like- it's all
genetic
like-
marker in there
How
somewhere. That
It's all like
we
cyberpunk.
like-
She changes her research
you
like
genetic
cyberpunk.
You
marker
inject
up.
someone with a serum and suddenly their hair goes all mohawky.
Yeah. She advances the genetic marker for those interested in the punk life.
It doesn't
Converted.
say anything, but can I see if I can make a roll or anything to see if I can have an some
Nah, the
idea?
power would have to say.
Okay, just making sure.
I was just gonna say, logically, you probably know she's still in the shitty part of town.
I mean, yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know she's within the radius, right? Like,
I don't even think you have his number. That is the most weird thing to me. It's like I told you to get his number, but you didn't ask for it.
She has my number.
Yeah.
You don't have a comp pad.
I do.
Every time
Morgan
you
stole
get
it
one,
from me.
it gets smashed.
Yeah.
Morgan stole one for me.
Then someone smashed it.
And then you hacked it for me, and you like factory reset.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
The
how
goal
hard
is
do you want to look?
There's just like 50 selfies now from the camera thing.
Yeah. It like uploads directly to the cloud, which like the entire crew has access to, and like
On a Matua's spaceogram.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
There's been a selfie uploaded with just Natur with like a can of beer, like over the shot shoulder with the guy tattooed.
yeah.
The two, probably just before you actually get the tattoo start being inked, you just hear Gwen screaming at you.
Oh my god. What? Do you even try to communicate? Or do you just like go, ah?
Just
She just like out loud, "What's up, Spider?" Which I think Gwen gets as well, but it's like everyone else in the room also hears her shout that.
And then the entire
After
room,
this, Morgan will kill me, and then you.
Oh
the
my god.
entire
you're just
room
like,
cheers like Spider, yeah.
Oh, add spiders to it, dude. Add spiders to it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Now the neon water logo
Yeah.
and spiders
Ignoring
crawling
Gwen.
on it.
Yeah,
I
he
just
adds, like-
picture, like
Yeah, like spiders.
Spider
crawling
with
on
She
top
just
of
a
the
keeps
lie.
logo.
ignoring Ren, yeah.
Yeah.
In her head, she's like, "It's all good, Spider. It's gonna be all good."
I like how Matua's voice got gruffer.
Yeah.
The alcohol.
yeah, because she's just like imbibing substances and smoking, that's just what happens.
I don't think Matua has ever done narcotics before.
Clearly.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
No, that's definitely not true. You
She's-
didn't
no.
sleep for months.
You were
forgot about
incredibly high on speed for a while there.
She is a lifelong. Yeah. Hers is usually medical grade.
Yeah, this is
Medical?
just like recreational shit for you.
This is the weak shit.
This isn't even the weak shit. This is the dangerous shit. Like this is like dosages
Yeah, you don't
and
even. There's not even like a contents package or.
yeah, like
whatever the fuck
dosages
it
and
is.
strengths vary so heavily that this is the dangerous shit. Like people die off this a lot.
Cyrus doesn't give a
Oh,
shit. Cyrus
So it's Vicodin.
Yeah. Sure.
And then yes, you get this tattoo. I think like in the process of Matua like taking this over her shoulder like selfie of the tattoo, she's like forgot or like haven't thought to turn off like location services, right? So like the Spacegram account like tags where
It's not
she is.
Spacegram. It's the crew group chat. Like the spaceship's crew group chat.
So you're just
There's different
spamming.
locations.
We get what we get, right? We get like a 3-way cut on the screen of like we hear like 3 different like message alert tones go off, and then we see like 3 different terminals. We see like the background of whatever the crew member we see, and then we see like new message, and everyone in the crew opens it up together, and it's just this like selfie of Matua
Getting a
this
tattoo.
tattoo.
It's her lying down on the thing with the camera out here and the bear in the head and the guy like
Yeah.
tattooing,
Yeah,
pulling like
You just
pulling
hands
that
up
or whatever.
face and so her face palming.
yeah, and you're there with like doing a gothy punk face, like you're like something
Oh.
like that.
And then like I think as he like finishes up the tattoo, Gwen, if you wanted to, you could be there.
Yeah, Gwen just walks into Gwen just bursts into the room.
And he's like, like as you burst in, he like puts the.
How would you
like-
even burst into a room? You're a 4 foot big lady. That doesn't work.
Gwen's really
You're
tall.
like a gnome.
Not
Gwen's
that
like
fucking
7
short.
something.
I'm like 7 feet tall, idiot.
And yeah, he like
You're
puts
7 feet tall.
Basically,
the
Space.
spaces. They're awkwardly
Oh, yeah.
stretched. And yeah, he like puts down the pen. He's like, "That is my best fucking work. Fuck yeah!"
Osiris just screams like fuck.
guys in the room. You are all fucking in trouble.
Thanks,
Oh, what up?
Mom.
It's Spider. I said Spider was coming.
Oh
So
my
the-
god, Matua is just like shirtless and it's oh, that's
The tattoo artist like
The
stands
brush,
up.
The brush he's got on is covered in spikes as well.
The tattoo artist like stands up. Derek, and he has like he's covered in tattoos. And he like stands up and he kind of like chin out, the chest out, like head up, chin thrust forward. What you gonna do about it, girl? Turn around
oh my
and
god,
walk away.
Elkie is in the room and he has this whole thing like, oh my god, these two are together. moment.
Yeah.
What are you? Oh my god! Why?
Spider, get a tattoo. Get a tattoo of something.
Of a spider?
Get a tattoo of Sanguine in the complex.
Oh my god, you're killing him with an overdose of mental
It
assault.
doesn't kill.
Oh wait.
It can't kill.
Okay.
Wait, that guy is
He
fucked.
he screams like his hand goes to his head and he like falls to the ground.
The best part is he's already high. So it's gonna make him go even worse.
Cyrus jumps up. Oh shit, Derek! Runs
Matua,
over to
we're
Derek.
leaving. Morgan is going to kill you.
Cyrus ignores Spider and runs over to Derek.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like
shit.
jittering on the ground, like spasming.
Cyrus looks up to the people. What was in the shit we were smoking?
Oh
How many
no,
people
you're gonna call the
currently-
hospital on this guy.
Liam, how many people are in the room?
6, 7.
Don't
including
fuck
Matua?
with Elkie.
Yeah, including with her.
I literally just telepathic assault all of them.
Can you do that?
I have 7 uses of it per day.
Oh, okay, so you begin with someone, so why don't you describe how Matua goes apeshit on these people?
Gwen's just getting pissed off at this point, and she just starts screaming, like physically screaming as well as mentally sending out the thing to everyone in the room. And as she does so, everyone just starts like feeling it in their head, starting to expand and stuff.
Cool. So it happens to the first
I'm
one.
gonna say, I'm resisting this shit.
Yeah. So it happens.
25.
I mean, it happens to everyone except you.
No, I think he
Well, they
said
get
it was
mental
happening to Matt too.
Oh, I think it is. They get mental saves, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
everyone
it's-
gets that save.
it's a target. So
How
you
many
can't target
telepathic
60.
contacts can you have?
It doesn't say.
One.
Make a
we
luck
go-
save, or
go
else
through
you will be
this-
connected to everyone.
The
I think we could go
telepathic.
through this
The
every time
depth.
we play.
The
Telepathic contacts.
Oh yeah, it's just the wave.
yeah. Doesn't say how many
So-
people I can connect through. So
Okay, yeah, but you
we'll-
have to. So you have to open a telepathic contact first, right?
Okay.
Which would also cost you a point of effort.
No, it doesn't take a point of it. It just does it.
Opening a contact requires the telepath to commit effort for the day as a main action.
Oh, well, I do it. Then I'll do it to like some of the more armed-looking people in the room.
I mean,
Like
none
a
of them
armor.
are armed.
No,
Stronger.
dude,
They're just
hanging
punks.
out.
They're just
You're
punk
just- we're just-
kids, and you're just
We're just funking it out, getting tattoos.
man.
So it's
What?
also going to take you like 2 actions per like person, right? Because one main action to connect to
Yeah.
them, and then 1 action to do the.
Then never mind.
Telepathic
Gwen
assault.
just does it to Mature.
Okay.
Give that
Oh
roll.
no.
I'm saving.
Mental effect saving throw, Matua. Because he's already
Well,
he's already
Matua.
connected to you, so he doesn't have to connect
Matua.
again.
Oh my god.
18.
Take half damage.
Take half damage. What?
Yeah, you still take
Oh,
damage.
fuck. Do damage then.
It's 25.
25.
Wasn't it the previous one?
No, that was what I just rolled.
Fuck.
So half of 25, 12.
You're around down or
I
up.
have 11
yeah.
HP.
Always down. You have 11 HP total,
Yeah. Yeah,
or now?
Total.
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 Oh, okay.
I knocked Mature out.
Yeah. Cyrus just starts screaming. Fuck, get out of my head, fuck!
And
I
yeah,
turn to Elkie and say, help me get her back to your apartment now.
he looks at you, shakes his head. No, I don't want anything to do with you, man.
She needs help. Look at her. I point down to her, like, writhing on the floor.
You need help.
That's besides the point.
Like, just
Look.
stares at you.
Get her.
Look, if you don't help me, she will die. We need to get her somewhere I can give her medical treatment.
You can do it here.
This place is a disgusting, dirty tattoo parlor.
He looks
Can
around
you
at
get
the
somewhere-
extremely sanitary tattoo parlor. Tattoo parlors work, right? If it was unsanitary, they'd just get infected every time. Wouldn't be a great business.
But no, Matt did say this is a shitty tattoo parlor.
It's
It's
a
a
shitty
shitty
tattoo
tattoo
parlor,
parlor
but
by
it's
design,
still
though.
sanitary.
Derek takes
Yeah.
his work very seriously.
It's like hipster cafes that are
Yeah.
meant to look
Oh,
yeah.
like
man.
old.
Gwen just went fucking... Like, if there was a dial here... It's
11?
Straight to 11.
No, it just broke. Like, it went so far, it just broke.
He took the dial off.
What?
Like,
Gwen is in pissed off mode right now. She goes, you know what? Fuck it, I'll do it myself. She grabs Matua and teleports. Because Matua
Where?
can't resist. She's unconscious.
Where?
She teleports back to the ship.
Why would
Can
you go to the
teleport
ship?
that fast?
Yeah, I think so.
I can
You were like
teleport, how far is it?
Pretty sure
I
it's
can
an action. to
teleport
teleport.
1,000 kilometers, Matt.
That's a lot. Pretty sure it's an action, though.
Everything's in action, Liam.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, no one's
Can't-
stopping. No one's
Is
stopping.
no one
you.
stopping me?
here?
So,
No.
Then I'm grabbing Matua and teleporting back to the ship.
You do that. Yeah.
holy shit.
Arrive back at the ship.
Where do we see you go with Matua's body?
I just go
Yeah.
I probably teleport straight to the med bay if I can.
Yeah, so like I think
Fuck.
as
Problem,
you,
Matt?
We appear in the mid bay. I'm assuming Vinny and Erica are either asleep or like get very are very interrupted.
no,
There
they're asleep.
I
Sarah's
don't
working.
sleep in the
though.
med bay.
Is anyone in the mid bay?
Sarah.
Okay, so Sarah gets interrupted, but we see how many? We see 5 gurneys with unconscious people all on them.
Like, Gwen just teleports into the room and, like, she doesn't pay attention to the gurneys straight away. She just sees Sarah and says, not your friend, I found, God damn it. I say, Matua
found
is a
Osiris.
fucking
I like
idiot.
to think that is in character. Like, you're... And then...
Yeah.
She just dumps Matua on the ground and says, Matua is a fucking idiot.
She Sarah like spins on her heels and like is like before you realize what happens, like she has a gun pointed at your chest. And then like she takes in like who you are and what is happening. And like holsters the gun and says, "Oh, Gwen, it's just you. Don't do that." What did Matua do? She like looks past you at Matua.
The crumpled
Yeah.
pile of punk.
Are you gonna lie, Quack?
No, I tell her everything. Like, no, I tell her everything that Matua did. I just don't tell her that I abandoned her. I tried to, like, convince her to go away and shit.
Wait. So, you go like this. I wanted to take her to an apartment so she could sleep it off, but she didn't want to go, so I telekinetically assaulted her, and I teleported her here.
I don't tell that I attacked her. I like say she got high on some shit.
So you're
What do you
saying
say?
she OD'd?
Yeah.
I want to hear what the exact excuse is.
Okay, hold on. I say, Look, Matua was being a fucking idiot. I was trying to take care of her, but she and some other fucks from this stupid bar got high and decided to go to a tattoo parlor.
You don't know that. You do not know we got high.
I think I could sense it.
She could sense that, yeah.
Could you? Okay. Wouldn't that just be you?
You said she was intoxicated.
Yeah.
What that intoxication was.
I did have a can of beer in my hand. I still do.
I'd say she got doped up on some fucking crap. I don't know if it was alcohol or drugs. And they ended up going to a tattoo parlor after abandoning me. When I found them, she got the tattoo. And she was passed out on the floor, so I teleported her here.
Sarah,
I
shrugs. Why should I care if Matua got a tattoo?
No, not that. She's fucking unconscious. She probably OD'd on something.
Sarah steps forward and checks pulse and breathing. Well, she's still alive. Put her up on the table.
I think that's the point where I look around the room. What the fuck happened in here?
Yeah, this room has been straight up locked for the the past 2 weeks. It's just been locked. No one's been allowed in except Myra and the assistants and Sarah.
Sarah shrugs.
Sarah, what's going on?
No, it's not my project. Get her on the table. She sounds annoyed.
I hear rock onto the table.
So she gets on the table and Sarah hooks her up to the auto dock, and it bleeps and runs some tests and I don't know,
Probably
it's,
alcohol.
Yeah, it spits back intoxication, alcohol, whatever drugs she was taking, and then a error because it doesn't know how to pass psychic damage. So Sarah says, interesting. Did you attack her?
I didn't know.
Somebody augmented did.
That's
Why?
a talk, right?
Yeah,
I don't think Sarah cares, but now
yeah,
she does.
roll talk. I don't think Sarah's gonna do anything if she just it'd be interesting to know whether she knows. Okay.
Now you roll well.
She shrugs and says, well, I'd keep an eye out if I were you. That means there's a rogue augment going around attacking our crew. Probably information for Morgan to know.
Maybe someone recognized her, which I'm now saying that I highly doubt.
She nods. If someone recognized her, she'd be dead. Or in an EDF prison.
I think that's the most fascinating thing to me, that Sarah hasn't said a fucking boo about what Matua looks like. She's just like, okay, yeah, that's Matua.
She doesn't care.
I know.
That's not her job. If Matua wants to go and get drunk and have a phase, Matua can go get drunk and have a phase. That's not Sarah's job. Sarah's job is to babysit the research, not the researcher.
I mean, they're kind of one of the same in this case, though.
Not really. Sarah, I think at this point Sarah believes she knows enough about the project and the research, and enough research data is stored inside the computers. Matua dies. She says, she looks at Gwen and says, Matua's fine. She'll live. Can I get back to my work now, or do you have something else?
Has my delivery arrived yet?
I don't know. I haven't left this med bay, and she looks down at a hand terminal, and you guys probably left the ship 8 hours ago, 9 hours ago. So he looks down and she says, I haven't left this med bay in 7.5 hours. Like I said,
why?
I'm trying to get work done.
Okay,
So if I
if
could,
Matua wakes up, tell her she's an idiot.
I'll leave that to you. And she turns back to her the station that she was working on.
Before I leave, can I get like just a quick look at some of the like unconscious fucks in the room?
I mean, like, it's in a different part of like the med bay. It's in like the
the
waiting
ward
patient
off
part.
section.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so I can't like just
Like, it's
go and look
locked.
at
I
them
mean, you
at
could
that-
ask Sarah to get in, but it's up to Gwen
Nah,
to
Gwen's
how
not
well
gonna-
she thinks that talk would go.
Actually, no, yeah. Gwen says, "You know what? Can I have a look at these fucks? I want to see if they might have anything useful for me."
Raises an eyebrow. Why would they have anything useful for you? Like, she doesn't even like look away from her screen.
Psychic testing.
Don't you need them to be conscious, able to respond? It's not
I mean,
blood
it
work,
helps,
as far as
but-
I know.
It's not necessary. As long as they're not brain dead, I can scan their brain.
She nods towards the terminal. All that information is in there. Matua made sure of that.
Okay. I will take a look at that, thank you. So what has Matua been doing?
I mean, this is just like biodata, right? Blood
So it's
type,
not like
brain patterns,
Extensive
details.
data about their like physiology and like
Yeah.
chemical makeup,
Physical
brain
health.
scans.
any of them
Mental
useful
health.
to me.
No, I don't think
Nope. Sadly,
If that's the case,
none of
Gwen
them are
leaves the
psychic.
room and just goes somewhere else. She texts Morgan saying that Matua's on the ship.